Hey, everybody, we're back to Coon Prairie Ramblers, and we're going to talk to KC here. He's got something that's just burning his heart.
No, my stomach.
Oh, yeah.
It's burning a hole in my stomach. I got to talk about soul food versus good old Southern cooking.
Soul food?
Soul food.
Is it soul food or soul food?
Soul food. Get on board.
Not S-O-L-E. We're not eating shoes.
The food that I grew up on is not that far removed from soul food. And you ask me why I know.
Southern, how do you know?
When I grew up, we ate a lot of fried foods. We ate a lot of cornbread, homemade biscuits, collard greens.
How are your veins doing there?
Oh, really? Very good. I mean, when I go get a blood test,
yeah.
Other than my blood sugar lately been a little bit kind of crazy, but all the rest of it really has been within normal realms. And so, but
that stuff's good for you.
We had always, my grandmother always had some black woman working for her.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have necessarily called them maids, helpers, or whatever. I mean, they just kind of were there.
Someone hired to help
I mean,
in the
they
house.
do a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of cooking.
Yeah.
And a lot of the cooking that they did was not that much different than what we ate anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple of things that were different. We never ate chitlins.
No.
We never ate pickles, pig feet.
No. Or ears.
Now, I ate that all my life, pickles, pig feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Tripe.
No tripe.
I would gripe about tripe.
But, like sweet potatoes. That's
soul?
inexplicably tied to, no, it is. It can
that's
be
Southern.
explained. It can be tied to Southern food because it was bought over here from Africa.
Sweet potatoes were?
Sweet potatoes.
Oh,
And there's a great difference, too. Let me tell you this. There's a great difference between a sweet potato and a yam.
I thought they were the same thing.
No, they're marketed
A yam, what a yam.
as the same thing, but they're not the same thing. A yam is a starchy, more, I don't know, it's just a different thing. But the,
More like a rutabaga.
yeah.
Closer to a rutabaga.
Right,
than a
exactly.
Potato.
Dave Rutabaga, remember him? He was
Yep.
one of the friends of Doc Holliday's at one time. But it was a company that was trying to market the sweet potatoes, and they market them as yams. And you still see them, canned yams.
Yeah.
They're yammering about it.
They're not yams, they're sweet potatoes.
I yam.
There's a lot of difference. Look up a yam one day, and you'll see the difference. I mean, there's total difference. But anyhow, we ate a lot of yams, sweet potatoes.
I think soul food and Southern cooking they're so similar.
They're
and
tied together.
And they evolved by people ate what was handy.
Right.
They figured out a way to kill it and cook it or grow it.
And a lot of times, too, that the soul food, a lot of it came from slavery,
Right.
that they were given foods that the owners did not want to eat. And they would flavor them up and do,
They would do something with it. They would
them.
make it into
Yeah,
something.
that's why they ate a lot of vegetables that they were grown, and that's why they ate the ham hocks, the oxtails, a lot of things like that, because the other people didn't want to have them and didn't want to fix them or do whatever it took to make them delicious. And personally, I love a lot of
Well, me too.
most all of it.
Other
But
than that stuff you mentioned a while
yeah,
ago.
I don't want any chitlins.
I ain't eating brains and
Oh,
I don't
brains
eat
are good.
brains. I eat certain organs. I eat tongue. I
you
love
eat tongue.
tongue.
That's right. You
Now, you eat gizzards?
Gizzards. Oh, yes.
That's about the only innard I'll eat, other than maybe chicken hearts. I'll eat a chicken heart.
Man, you can get some gizzards over at
Hey, don't be advertising.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, to me, I love offals. Most of them.
They're,
Not all of them.
they're just offal.
But you don't like livers.
The offal truth.
You don't like livers, right?
No kind of liver.
What about
Oh,
you?
I love liver.
I
Yeah.
got my own liver. I don't need any.
Yeah, I like livers, and I know everybody always says this if it's cooked right.
I'll eat roadkill before I eat liver.
No, I love it. But there's just not a whole lot of difference between soul food. Just certain items and this eating, the stuff. Certain things I think of when I think of soul food. I think of collards.
Yeah.
I think of sweet
Ham
potato,
hock.
I always-
ham
lima
hock,
beans.
I always thought
lima
of collards
beans
as
and
what I
rice,
ate as a
beans
kid.
and rice, different kinds of beans and rice. But and a lot of the foods were flavored with ham hocks or hog jowls that were smoked, and that's what flavored them up. And so I just don't think there's a whole lot of difference between them. I think you could be, open you up a soul food restaurant and be just as
My great aunt Agony or Aggie.
agony.
Agony.
Well, I used to
Tell me a story behind
I
that.
used to call her that, just for fun, Agony. But she would go out and pick poke. She'd take a brown paper bag like you get from the grocery store,
Salad Annie.
and along the
Lives
fence
with her
road.
granny.
And I never did know, well, which is the poke and which is a weed. I never did know what she was picking.
Careful what you're picking.
The full name of it is poke, P-O-K-E,
Yeah.
salad, S-A-L-A-T.
18.
But
not
it
80.
the name evolved into polk, P-O-L-K, salad. And probably a lot of people that don't know what it is think it's some sort of salad like a bunch of greens. But the bad thing about poke salad is you have to know what you're doing because it's poisonous at certain times.
Kill yourself.
You have to pick it at just the right time.
Killer salad.
And you have to make sure what you're picking. But anyhow, that's a story for another day.
If I lived in Polk County and had a restaurant, I would have a special Polk salad. All right, we're about out of time again.